Have you ever noticed that the quietest people often seem to possess the greatest power? In a world overflowing with noise-endless conversations, constant social media updates, and the relentless hum of modern life, those who choose fewer words stand apart, like a serene harbor in the midst of a storm. There's something undeniably magnetic about their silence. It isn't merely the lack of speech, but the presence of something richer: clarity, wisdom, and intention. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers, believed that silence was far more than emptiness. It was a powerful tool for reflection and deeper understanding. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and renowned Stoic thinker, once wrote that the soul becomes tinted with the color of its thoughts. For those who speak little, their thoughts are their canvas, and every brushstroke is intentional, significant, and profound. But pause for a moment. Why does any of this matter to you? Because in this fast-moving, loud world, adopting the qualities of the quiet can change your life. These individuals don't speak simply to be heard, they speak to contribute. They listen more, observe more, and understand far beyond what others can. Their silence is a sort of superpower, a force that helps them move through life with grace and precision. Imagine sitting in a room brimming with chatter. One person remains silent, listening, offering only the occasional nod. Then, when they do speak, the room hushes. Why? Because everyone knows their words have weight. This is the essence of what we're exploring today, the traits that make quiet individuals so compelling and so impactful. By recognizing these qualities, you'll gain insights not just into their mindset, but into how you can weave their strengths into your own life. The journey toward wisdom starts with knowing when to speak and, more importantly, when to hold your tongue. Before we dive into the first trait, if you're someone who values thoughtful reflection, philosophical insights, and personal growth, consider subscribing. Join this community of thinkers who aspire to live with greater intention, wisdom, and purpose. Now, let's uncover the 10 traits of people who speak less and why their silence often echoes louder than any words. 1. They think before they speak. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Abraham Lincoln captured this truth perfectly. People who speak less have cultivated an exceptional superpower, the ability to pause and think before they respond. In a world where so many are eager to fill the quiet or react instantly, the silent choose reflection. They take their time, ensuring their words are deliberate and true to their values. This isn't a product of fear or shyness, but of purposefulness. They recognize that words can heal, inspire, or wound, and they honor this power. The Stoics saw impulsive speech as a sign of an unsettled mind. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will discover strength." Quiet individuals take this to heart. They manage their responses, making sure their words are rooted in reason rather than emotion. Before they speak, they ask themselves, is this worth saying? Will it add value, or will it harm? These questions act as a filter, catching unnecessary or reckless remarks. This habit doesn't just make their communication more precise, it also lends their presence greater impact. When they finally speak, people listen, knowing their words have been carefully chosen. Thinking before speaking helps them avoid misunderstandings and regrets. Rarely do they need to retract what they've said because they've considered it fully. This approach nurtures trust. Others know that they mean what they say and say only what they mean. In both personal and professional circles, this mindful communication earns respect. Think of the leaders whose advice resonates, the mentors whose words feel profound, or the friends who offer insights that stay with you. Chances are they share this trait. In a world addicted to noise, the quiet remind us that thoughtful speech isn't just a skill, it's an art. Their example inspires others to pause, reflect, and recognize the power in their own words. As we move on, remember, silence isn't weakness. It is strength, born of wisdom and intention. 2. They observe more than they speak. Those who speak little are masters of observation. While many focus on filling every moment with words, the quiet turn their attention outward. They see subtle flicker of emotion in someone's eyes, the shift in tone mid-conversation, the unspoken tensions in a room. This heightened awareness gives them an undeniable advantage. They notice what most people miss. Stoic philosophy emphasized this clarity of perception. Epictetus advised that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we might listen twice as much as we talk. This isn't just a clever saying, it's a blueprint for understanding life. Observation leads to wisdom, and wisdom informs action. For silent individuals, this wisdom becomes their greatest ally. In social settings, their keen perception makes them empathetic and approachable. They don't judge hastily, because they've learned to look beneath the surface, rather than react impulsively. They process what they see and respond thoughtfully. Their awareness builds trust. People feel understood, even without many words exchanged. They can read between the lines, hearing what isn't said aloud. This depth of understanding makes their insights all the more powerful, and it doesn't end. With people, they observe the world itself. They notice patterns and opportunities others overlook. Whether stepping into a crowded space or sitting quietly in nature, they draw lessons from what they witness. This perspective aligns with the Stoic call to find meaning in the everyday. 3. They value depth over breadth. Quiet people prize depth over breadth in all areas of life, especially in their conversations. While many fill space with small talk, they prefer rich, thought-provoking exchanges that nourish the mind and soul. This preference reflects an awareness of time's preciousness. For them, a meaningful conversation with one person is far more rewarding than superficial chatter with 10. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what truly matters. Seneca advised us to keep company with those who help us grow and to welcome those whom we can, in turn, enrich. Silent individuals embody this. They seek relationships that inspire growth and dialogue that sparks understanding. Their focus on depth makes them excellent listeners. They don't interrupt or dominate discussions. Instead, they ask thoughtful questions that peel back the layers of meaning. This habit builds genuine connection and trust. It extends to their intellectual pursuits as well. They'd rather master a single topic thoroughly than skim many subjects. This dedication echoes the Stoic ideal of pursuing excellence. By concentrating their energy, they achieve insights that others miss in their rush to cover more ground. 4. They are masters of self-control. Self-control defines those who speak less. In a culture that celebrates immediate reactions, they choose restraint. They understand the quiet power of pausing, reflecting, and aligning their words with their values. Stoics believed that self-control formed the basis of virtue. Seneca wrote that it isn't that we have too little time, but that we waste much of it. The quiet consciously avoid wasting theirs on arguments, rash remarks, or emotional outbursts. They don't allow feelings to dictate their speech. When provoked, they resist the impulse to retaliate. Instead, they embrace silence as a shield, giving them space to assess calmly. This isn't weakness, but profound strength. It takes far more courage to remain composed than to lash out. Their self-control goes beyond avoiding conflict. It means knowing when to speak and when to stay silent, recognizing that timing can be as important as content. By mastering their impulses, they ensure their words hold weight when finally shared. This discipline cultivates inner peace. They don't replay conversations filled with regret, because they spoke with intention. Living this way strengthens their confidence and deepens trust with others. The silent teach us that self-control isn't about repressing emotion, it's about channeling it with purpose.